Welcome, welcome all. This is obviously the Fantasy Flex, the show I've been trying to let y'all know. Starting out the broadcast, trying to do this every week for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Get a league a little bit of something. Keep it fresh, keep it going, keep everybody want to sign in. I guess first off, I could jump right into it. We go into the standings. South Division standings. You got the K-Town Predators on top of that division, 8-1. Tampa Bay Bulls next up on that division. They're 2 games back, 6-3. Next up, the Late Greats and Team 10 exclamation points DII. They're both at 5-4, 3 games out. And next up, we have the Tallahassee Diamondbacks at 4-5, creeping up, trying to make moves every week. We see you, Matt. He's 4 games back, but he's trying to creep and make moves and get up to the top of his division as well. North Division, you got myself, the Florida Sharks. We at 7-2. Right behind me at 2 games, I got the Orlando Pain, 5-4. The Woodruff, 3-6, 4 games back. New York Hitmen, 2-7, 5 games back, and the Bronx Giants at 0-9, 7 games back. I don't know what's going on, Jose, but you started checking in. You gotta start checking in, doggy. Next up, I can move over here to last week's matchups. Last week's matchups, we had the Florida Sharks going out on top of the Tampa Bay Bulls, 153-136. Leading scorer on the Florida Sharks, Randy Moss, 25 points. Ironically, leading scorer on the Tampa Bay Bulls, Tom Brady, 22 points. Matchup number 2, we had the Orlando Pain going on top of the Woodruff. Score on that one was 162-118. D'Angelo Williams was a high scorer for the Orlando Pain. Frank Gore, high score for the Woodruff, 23 points. D'Angelo Williams had 28 in that one. Moving on up now over to the next one, we got the Late Greats going on top of the New York Hitmen, 172-115. High scores in that one. Jay Cutler, 31 points. Had Kurt Warner, 40 points. Next up, we got matchup number 4. K-Town Predators on top of exclamation point 10 times, D11, D11, whatever you want to call yourself. That score was 170-111. Leading scorer for the K-Town Predators, Joseph Adai, 22 points. Leading scorer for the exclamation points, D11s, Aaron Rodgers, he had 28 in that one. Next, we move up to the Tallahassee Diamondbacks, 136 over the Bronx Giants. Like I said, once again, I actually looked at the box score on that one because, the highest score on that team was Donovan McNabb with 11 points. If your highest score on your team is 11 points, obviously buys and you're not checking, man. Michael Turner was a high scorer for Tallahassee Diamondbacks, 33 points. Running it down this week's high-scoring leaders, Michael Turner had 166 yards. That one went over there to the Tallahassee Diamondbacks. Late Greats, who also had the highest scoring in this league this week with 172 points, had Jay Cutler being a big part of that. Like I said, he had 31 points. Jay Cutler also had 369, total yards. Moving up over to the wide receiver of the week. Most yardage on that one, 147 yards. That went to Randy Moss. That's on the Florida Sharks. Like I said, we're going to try and do this every week. Keep it popping. Keep it moving. I got my boy CP3 Media. CP Media moving on up. Trying to, keep it moving. Get me some graphics. Trying to keep it moving, So let me know what y'all think. Like I said, it's the first one. Bear with me. It will get better. I'm working on scripts. I guess I could go ahead and preview through next week's matchups. Next week's matchups, from what I'm showing here, will show that we got, give me 1 second, we're loading up over here. Next week's matchups, looking like we got a battle for the number 1 team. Florida Sharks taking on the K-Town Predators. Then we got the 2-7 New York Hitmen taking on the Tampa Bay Bulls. Like I said, they're 6-3. Orlando Pain taking on exclamation point D11s. That one 5-4 and 5-4 matchup, so they both trying to get out of that 5-4 slump. The Woodruff takes on the Tallahassee Diamondbacks, 4-5 for Matt Noon. Jason Woodruff's at 3-6. They trying to move on up. Bronx Giants 0-9, should be a squash victory for the Late Greats. After all, like I said, he did put up the most points last week with 172. So I don't even know, man. Right now they got him projected for 188, so it's ridiculous. Like I said, man, tune in, keep in. I'm trying to keep doing this every week, try and keep it moving for everybody, try and keep it going. So this is the Fantasy Flex. One time, this is Commissioner Flex. YouTube channels, Flex2481. You know what I'm saying? At YouTube, obviously, and all that. And go ahead and you can leave me comments in the C box. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, it's only gonna get better, man.